Hello, I'm Alexander and today we will talk about Focal Elegia and my 1 year long experience with this pair. This is my personal headphones, no one paid me to make this review, and as always all thoughts and opinions expressed in this video are my own. Elegia was Focal's first closed-back headphones, followed by Celeste, Radiance and Stellia. Focal initially released it in 2018 with a hefty price tag of $900 US. Things have changed since that, and nowadays you can grab a pair of Elegia for as low as $399. This is still a lot of money, especially if you're new to the headphone hobby. Focal Elegia features a beautiful design and 40mm M-shaped drivers with an aluminum magnesium dome. It also comes with a high-quality memory foam earpads, a perforated leather headband and detachable cable. Focal also announced Elegia as an end-of-life product at some point, but they still have it listed on the official website and you can find it for sale online. I think there's either old stock or Focal keeps on making them. Anyway, if you have any insights on this, please let me know in the comments section below. The headphones arrived in a stylish black box with a Focal logo and model name on the top. Focal is famous for packing its products well, and Elegia is no exception. During the unboxing you feel that you're opening an expensive product. In the box we have Focal Elegia headphones, high-quality storage case with a fabric exterior, a detachable 1.2 meters long cable, a 3.5mm to 6.3mm adapter, user manual and a warranty card. Aesthetics are an important selling point of Focal headphones and part of their visual signature. Most of their headphones use a similar headband design and shape, as well as the ear cup shape and size. The top of the headband is covered with leather, and the bottom part is covered with perforated leather. The center part of the headband is unfortunately plastic, and this causes some problems over time. The joints that connect the headband to the ear cups are made from metal. This means the metal is pushed against the plastic during the operation. I think it's a design flaw, so don't try to apply excessive pressure to the headband. The perforated leather on the inner part of headband is prone to wear and discoloration. That's exactly why a lot of people use headband protection covers with Focal headphones. In my case, the wear is quite minimal, as Elegia is not my only pair of headphones, but you can see discoloration on camera. The ear cups here are made from high-quality plastic with little dot patterns. There's also a metal accent ring with 3 screws and a laser-cut Focal logo. This makes the headphone design vented or semi-open if you like, but the sound port doesn't leak sound too much, so it's none of any concern. The ear cups are also spring-loaded, a rare feature you can see on the headphones. The springs increase the pressure and improve the earpad angle, so it provides a better fit and seal. The ear cups host a 40mm M-shaped dynamic driver with an aluminum magnesium dome. The drivers are angled and are protected by metal grills that have a honeycomb cutouts that look fantastic. Focal Elegia earpads are made out of suede and have memory foam inside. The earpads have an oval shape and are 110mm in height and 95mm across. The opening of the earpads is 65mm in height and 55mm across. The earpads are 25mm deep, so it will accommodate a lot of ears very well. Under normal wear, the earpads should last you a year and a half. The replacement pair of earpads costs $100 US, which is not cheap. As an alternative, you can also try leather earpads from Deconi. They cost slightly less and also improve the bass response. The cable that comes with Elegia can't hold a candle to the overall build and design. It has quality connectors that perfectly snap in the sockets, but the cable is short, tangly and has a lot of memory. My pair arrived with an updated black cable, so-called iron cable that is shipped with the first revision of Elegia is even worse. I recommend changing the stock Elegia cable, as this pair deserves a more flexible and longer cable. Fit and comfort wise, this is one of my favorite pairs. The headphones are massive, but the fit is excellent in my case. The weight of headphones is evenly distributed. I didn't experience any discomfort or hot spots during long listening sessions. I have large ears, but they completely fit inside the earpads. During long listening sessions, the earpads tend to get a little warm, but nothing makes the experience uncomfortable. Now let's talk about the sound. As always, all sound impressions on my channel are completely subjective. You should take them with a grain of salt. Focal Elegia has a low impedance, but it still needs some power to open up and shine. While it sounded quite okay with my phone, I recommend pairing Elegia with better sources. It can be either a dongle that can provide at least 80 mW of power at 32 ohms, or it can be a proper desktop source. This will help you to utilize Elegia's driver capabilities and the tuning fully. Before getting my pair, I was doing a lot of research, and it seemed that many people were having a love-hate relationship with this pair. That's why I had Elegia on my wish list for over 6 months. But I was hesitating to order. Suddenly my wife, who knew about my wish list, decided to get it as my birthday present. Thank you, darling. I can describe the sound of Elegia out of the box in one word. It's strange. Strange to the point you are not sure whether you like it or not. By the time I got Elegia, I already had several mid-5 headphones in $350 to $500 price range, but Elegia's sound was something else. Out of the box, Elegia has a quite linear and neutral bass, forward mid-range and uneven treble, and you don't need any graphs to understand this. When I tried Elegia for the first time, it sounded surprisingly muffled to me. It's as if someone put some kind of veil over my recordings. Feel free to disagree, but out of the box Elegia's timbre just doesn't sound accurate at all. Things drastically changed when I applied the EQ. In my case, I used the Harman preset made by Oratory 1990, which worked wonders, and Elegia finally opened up. The veil was gone, and the timbre was almost completely fixed. Hence, all of my sound impressions from this point onwards are with the EQ on. The depth, speed and texture of the bass here are fantastic. Not that the stock bass was bad in any way, but the EQ unlocked its dynamic driver's hidden potential. With the EQ, the sub-bass becomes more prominent and the mid-bass obtains a solid body and slams hard. I particularly enjoyed Elegia's bass response with well-recorded EDM and metal music that has a double bass drums playing. Despite much information in such genres, the bass on Elegia was textured, detailed, fast and never muddy. Without the EQ, the bass is still well-rounded, detailed and clean, but with a proper EQ it shines. Moving to the mid-range, I was quite okay with the stock tuning, but to me it sounded a bit lean. With the EQ, the mid-range becomes even better as it starts to sound more full-bodied and forward. The mid-range timbre is excellent both with or without EQ, and the mid-range neither lacks clarity nor energy. It's quite forward, large and emotional. The upper mid-range is crisp and detailed as well, and overall I found the mid-range on Elegia very enjoyable, especially with vocal genres. The treble is the weakest part of the stock tuning, it's uneven and lacks refinement. I have no idea why Focal tuned it like this, but it affected the overall timbre of the headphones in a bad way. EQ can make the treble more linear, adding the air and sparkle that was initially missing. I don't think that you can completely fix the treble with EQ, but you can make it sound more organic. The EQ adds a lot of details and outlines the music presentation, helping to reveal many details and nuances. With the EQ, the treble becomes resolving and complementary, and there was enough sparkle and air for my personal preference. From the technical perspective, the Elegia is a very capable pair, thanks to its driver and chamber design. It offers great detail retrieval, texture and definition. The drivers on Elegia are fast, and with busy musical pieces you are not losing any important information. Macro dynamics and micro dynamics are great too, and that's what you should expect from Focal. The soundstage width is surprisingly wide for a pair of closed backs, yet it's also quite deep and tall. The instrument placement is great and instrument separation is also very good. The imaging is great too. I had no problems identifying the placement and direction of sounds both in my music and in my games. During my test, I also compared Elegia with Biodynamic DT1770, Shure SRH1540 and Neumann NDH20. These pairs, in my opinion, are in the same upper mid-fi league. In addition, I also compared Elegia with my AKG K872 Pro. Yes, I know, it costs much more, but I was really curious. From the design perspective, I would put Elegia on top of the list. So the design is much better than the rest. Of course, this is very subjective. In the build department, I don't think Elegia is doing really well, though design is good, but build could be better. That's why I put Elegia so low on this list. Comfort-wise, I would put Elegia somewhere in the middle. For me, it's more comfortable than Neumann NDH20 and DT7070, mainly because those two have a round ear pad shape. But in my case, both SRH1540 and K872 provided much better comfort. When we talk about stock tuning, I would put Elegia somewhere in between DT1770 and NDH20, because I think that out of the box Elegia doesn't sound correct in all departments. But if we're talking about Elegia with EQ, I would put it much higher on the list. So Elegia is just before K872. Yes, it's that good with the EQ applied. When we talk about bass and the stock tuning, I would put Elegia somewhere in between K872 and NDH20, so in the beginning of the list. And on the top of the list, I would put DT1770 and SRH1540, both of which have a really good bass response, but it's just quite different. When we talk about mid-range, I would put Elegia somewhere in the middle. I think the mid-range on Elegia is much better than on DT1770 and NDH20, but it's still not as good as the mid-range on SRH1540 and K872. When we talk about treble, it's still somewhere in the middle. The stock treble tuning is not really good. Still, overall, I think it's better than DT1770 and NDH20, both of which are, well, not my kind of treble, to say at least. But the treble on SRH1540 and K872 is much better. That's exactly why I would put them like this. When we talk about technical abilities, I would put Elegia just before K872 because it has a very capable driver and it's much better in stock tuning, or if you EQ, it doesn't really matter because the technical abilities wise Elegia really shines. So what do I like about these headphones? Aesthetics are top-notch, excellent fit and comfort in my case. The drivers are very capable and the EQ can be applied easily, a spacious soundstage for closed-back headphones, transparent and cohesive sound, strong and detailed bass, especially with EQ, lush and textured mid-range, great technical abilities and a good carrying case. What I don't like: stock tonality is not the best, the stock cable is awful, the top headband part is made out of plastic, the inner part of the headband is prone to tear and discoloration, the replacement ear pads are expensive, and the lack of user replacement parts questions the longevity. Focal Elegia is not perfect, but its pros easily outweighed its cons in my case. It's a great pair of closed-back headphones which offers an excellent entry point into the world of more expensive Focal headphones. If your budget allows it, and you're okay with using EQ, I strongly recommend considering the Elegia as your new closed-back pair of headphones. And this concludes my review for today. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive new video notifications. See you in the next video. Goodbye.